Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to talk about how to stop comparing your fitness journey to other women's fat loss or weight loss journeys that you see online. And my girl, this is something that so many of my clients struggle with. And I know I absolutely used to struggle with this too. And so we're going to dive deep into it because it takes so much joy and peace that you could be having out of your fitness journey that it causes so much suffering, so much unnecessary suffering that just does not need to happen. So if you struggle with comparing your weight loss journey to other women's that you see on social media, and it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, you're doing something wrong, you're not seeing progress as fast as this girl is, so your program must be incorrect. Maybe you need to drop your calories more. Maybe you need to really increase your cardio. If you struggle with any of those thoughts, I got you. We're going to talk about that today and how you can finally let go of the comparison trap that is keeping you in a chokehold and keeping you from actually enjoying every beautiful aspect of your fitness journey. Now, growing up, I used to be the most self-conscious and insecure little girl. I just remember feeling like such an outcast. So I am Vietnamese and I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and I used to be so ashamed of my culture. I used to be so ashamed of being Asian because it made me different, and I hated that. I hated that it made me different, and I always saw my friends who looked like Victoria's Secret models. They were tall, they were skinny, they were blonde, blue eyes. All the guys love them. And I'm just like, why? Why can't that be me? You know, I'm short, I'm muscular, I have dark hair, I have dark eyes. All of these things that I would compare myself to other women with. And I just constantly felt like I was never enough. And when I went on my fitness journey, the same thing happened. I did a bikini competition in 2017, in 2018. And I mean, that actually is a comparison game. Like, you're literally put on a stage and compared to the girls next to you. It is actually a comparison game. And that definitely did not help matters. You know, I judged my physique based off of the standard that they have in bikini competitions. And so I was like constantly looking at my idols, which were the IFBB bikini pros who had these amazing physiques. And it just always made me feel like I was never enough. I was never enough, never muscular enough, never lean enough. I had small boobs, my butt wasn't big enough, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards, you know, never enough. And it wasn't until I stopped, number one, there's two things. So number one, I stopped going on social media, and I stopped using social media to look at other girls. Like, if you do this, you probably feel me. It is, you know, it's so toxic, but you feel like you can't stop. And it wasn't until I set that standard for myself. I am not going to compare my body or myself to anyone I see online anymore. First of all, I'm never going to be them. That's just never going to be possible. So why am I making myself absolutely miserable by doing that? It's literally just hurting me. Why, Vivian, what are you doing? So I had to set that standard. I am no longer willing to go on social media and compare myself to other women. I use it for my business. I use it to connect with my clients, my friends, my family members, my loved ones. But comparison, if I notice myself scrolling just to scroll, just to notice myself just looking at other people's lifestyle, like, oh, comparing what I have to that? No. I'm no longer available for that, I'm no longer willing to accept that behavior and habit for myself, it's a no. It's a no for me. So number one, I had to stop doing that. But with that too, is I really had to dive deep into my self-love journey. Again, growing up, I never felt like I was enough. I was never good enough. I was constantly talking down on myself, looking at the things I didn't like about myself, focusing on the things I felt like were inadequate about me, whether it was physical attributes or my personality, the inner, the inside, like who I was on the inside. Just always looking at other women like, why can't I be like her? Why can't I be carefree like her? You know, why can't I be free flowing like her? She's so stress free. She's so girly. She's so this, she's so that. And I'm none of those things. And for me, diving deep on my self-love journey meant celebrating every single part of me that made me unique, that made me different. I used to think being different was a bad thing. And I had to shift my mindset and say, if we all look the same, if we all had the same personality, how boring would life be? Even on YouTube, if we all had the same opinions, the same personality, showed up the same way, how boring would YouTube be? YouTube is a magical place because you can find so many different unique personalities and character traits and just people, the different ways they live their lives. That is the beautiful thing about the world, about YouTube, about social media, is that we're all different. And so I had to start shifting my mindset to see, holy cow, being different is actually a strength. It's my strength. It's all of our strengths. The reason why we are unique is because we are different. Being unique, it makes you stand out. It's actually such a beautiful and powerful thing. And when I shifted my mindset to seeing that being different and unique was actually a good thing, that changed the game for me. And that really helped propel me on my self-love journey, so that instead of thinking, oh, I need to be this way, I need to look this way. Nope. Let's focus on what I'm proud of myself for, what I do well. What are my passions? What makes me feel good? What makes me feel unique? And not even just celebrating my own uniqueness. That obviously was a huge part of my own inner work and self-love journey. But you know what? It was also celebrating the uniqueness of other women. I would actually start to look for what made other women who I met, whether it was at the gym or online, what made them different, what made them stand out, especially if they didn't have, like the typical standard beauty or physical traits. And I really would look for, okay, what do I love about this person, this woman, that makes her so unique and different from anyone else I know? And I started actually looking for those unique traits in other women. So not only did I do it in myself, but I would also do it with other women. So my new habit was now, instead of looking at another woman saying, oh, I should be like her, or she should be like me, or like comparing our traits, I actually started to look for what made her stand out and why I liked that about her, why that uniqueness and what made her different, why that was so beautiful. And doing it with other women also helped me do it with myself, because I feel like what you do to other women, what you do to other people comes back to you. So if you get angry and upset at somebody else, who's holding that anger? I am. You are. It comes back to you because you're the one that's holding that negative emotion. So when we judge other people of, oh, this makes them weird or stand out, it really is actually negatively affecting us and our energy, because we're the ones holding that negative judgment. And so I found that when I could find that positivity and uniqueness about other women and like really celebrate what made them so awesome, that just filled me up with positivity and energy and good feelings that I then could use to fuel in my own self-love journey and see what made me awesome and beautiful. And this mindset shift, it made all the difference in my weight loss journey, because I realized that my journey is not going to look like anybody else's. I have my own triggers and traumas and bad habits that I need to work through. And other people, you know, I had yo-yo dieting habits for 10 years. My weight loss journey is not going to look like another girl who never struggled with yo-yo dieting and decided, oh, you know, I've been eating a little bit too much, so I'm just going to lose some weight by being in a calorie deficit. My journey is not going to look like hers because I have a lot more inner work that I'm going to need to do. And when I realize we all come from different backgrounds, we are all unique in our own ways. I have my own challenges and that this girl might have, and she might have challenges that I don't have. And that's what makes us so unique and different. And again, what makes the world a beautiful place. And so when I started to make these shifts in my mind and in my thinking, not only did I stop going on social media, but I actually naturally stopped comparing myself to other women because I realized this is not a comparison game unless you're doing a bikini competition. But even then, you know, you have your own body and transformation that that is so uniquely special to you that you can celebrate. And I remind my clients this all the time. I actually used to post client transformations on my story all the time. And what I noticed is that it triggered a lot of comparison with my other clients. So if they saw one of my clients doing really well, losing weight quickly, they would think, is there something wrong with me? You know, we have the same coach. Like, why am I not getting the same results? Like, I must be doing something wrong. And so I actually pulled back on that and I just started sharing more of my own journey and just tips that I found helpful because it's hard to see those things and not naturally compare yourself, you know? But again, at the end of the day, it really takes that mindset shift of we all come from different backgrounds. You know, that girl may have no health issues and this girl may have PCOS, which makes it a little bit more difficult to lose weight. Or maybe this girl has never dieted before, you know, and she's always eaten a lot of calories. So her metabolism is actually very high to start with. Whereas this girl, she's starved herself for most of her life. Then she binge ate very quickly, gained a lot of weight. And now we have to repair her metabolism before we can get her body to release the body fat that it's hold on to. Two completely different journeys, two completely different lengths of time that it will take for their own transformations. And again, it's just realizing we all have our own uniqueness, our own challenges that we're working through. And that is going to manifest in different timelines of our weight loss journeys, and also how our body looks in the before and after is going to be completely different. Our genetics greatly determine what we're going to look like when we lose the weight, and just learning to see that as again, unique part of us rather than, oh, I have, like, my waist has to be snatched, I got to have this huge butt, and just say, hey, this is the body that God gave me. I'm working with what I got. I'm doing the best I can every day. These are the things I'm proud of myself for. These are the things that make me awesome. And really disciplining your focus to focus on the things that make you great, the things that make you unique, the things that you love about you. That is so essential and pivotal on this journey. And it all starts with the mindset shift of understanding, number one, there's no point in comparing yourself because you will never be like anyone else. And nobody else will ever be like you, which is a beautiful thing. Number two, understanding that there are such great, unique parts about your journey and you, and it's a shame if you don't choose to celebrate that and instead focus on someone else's journey and comparing yours to theirs. I know for a fact there's so many amazing habit wins and shifts that you're making, but are you choosing to focus on them? Are you choosing to celebrate them? Are you choosing to tell yourself how proud you are of those shifts that you're making? Those are all choices that are within our power. But again, it first starts with a mindset shift and disciplining our focus. Got it? Got it? Girl, I hope this video gave you a little bit of insight. I hope this video resonated with you. I hope this video helped you even 1% on both your fitness journey, but also your self-love journey, because I think that's really the journey that we are all here on this planet to do. And if you would love to work with me one-on-one and have that support and accountability on your journey to reach your fitness goals, to overcome yo-yo dieting, then you can apply to work with me on my website at www.teamevolve.co. And you can also follow me on my other social medias where I post so many more nutrition, fitness, mindset tips to get out of yo-yo dieting. And that is on Instagram at Vivian No, and on TikTok at Vivian No with an underscore at the end. And if you want to see more videos from me on here on YouTube, then go ahead and click this awesome video right here. And otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm sending you so much love. Bye, guys.